This is where the teacher will share their screen and show you what to do. When the teacher is showing you how to do something, you should make this video box go into full screen by clicking on the full screen icon here. Try it now and this video should get bigger and cover your whole screen. When the lesson starts, you will see all the steps for the lesson appear here. These are the steps you need to follow to create the project, and the teacher will guide you through each of these step by step. Though if you wish to go ahead and follow them yourself, that's no problem. You will normally be working with two tabs, one tab for the instructions and one tab for creating the code and your project. When you have completed a step, come back to the Instructions tab and click on this green Done button. You get an award and learning points for each step you complete. Under the video box, you will see what step the teacher is currently on. Under that, you will see the chat feed. The chat feed shows you how everyone is doing, and you can put your own entries into it by clicking on the blue chat button and entering your question or message. Or you can give a quick thumbs up or down, or even put in emojis by using the green react button. After the teacher has shown you how to do a step, click on the exit full screen button to make the video go back small. Try it now. Okay, that's it for the instructions. We can't wait to see what you create. And remember, you can always come up with your own ideas and add them into your project. If you do want to share your project and your own ideas, you can do that using the purple button at the bottom of the lesson. We often show the best ones at the start of the next class. Okay, today's lesson is going to start in a few minutes, so strap in and get ready to code. Hey everyone, we'll be starting the live lesson shortly, but before we do, let's go over a few instructions on how live lessons work and how you can join in. First of all, let's talk about the teacher's video box. This is the video box that I'm in and that you're looking at right now. This is where the teacher will share their screen and show you what to do. When the teacher is showing you how to do something, you should make this video box go into full screen by clicking on the full screen icon here. Try it now and this video should get bigger and cover your whole screen. When the lesson starts, you will see all the steps for the lesson appear here. These are the steps you need to follow to create the project, and the teacher will guide you through each of these step by step. Though if you wish to go ahead and follow them yourself, that's no problem. You will normally be working with two tabs, one tab for the instructions and one tab for creating the code and your project. When you have completed a step, come back to the Instructions tab and click on this green Done button. You get an award and learning points for each step you complete. Under the video box, you will see what step the teacher is currently on. Under that, you will see the chat feed. The chat feed shows you how everyone is doing, and you can put your own entries into it by clicking on the blue chat button and entering your question or message. Or you can give a quick thumbs up or down, or even put in emojis by using the green react button. After the teacher has shown you how to do a step, click on the exit full screen button to make the video go back small. Try it now. Okay, that's it for the instructions. We can't wait to see what you create. And remember, you can always come up with your own ideas and add them into your project. If you do want to share your project and your own ideas, you can do that using the purple button at the bottom of the lesson. We often show the best ones at the start of the next class. Okay, today's lesson is going to start in a few minutes, so strap in and get ready to code. Hey everyone, we'll be starting the live lesson shortly, but before we do, let's go over a few instructions on how live lessons work and how you can join in. First of all, let's talk about the teacher's video box. This is the video box that I'm in and that you're looking at right now. This is where the teacher will share their screen and show you what to do. When the teacher is showing you how to do something, you should make this video box go into full screen by clicking on the full screen icon here. Try it now and this video should get bigger and cover your whole screen. When the lesson starts, you will see all the steps for the lesson appear here. These are the steps you need to follow to create the project, and the teacher will guide you through each of these step by step. Though if you wish to go ahead and follow them yourself, that's no problem. You will normally be working with two tabs, one tab for the instructions and one tab for creating the code and your project. When you have completed a step, come back to the Instructions tab and click on this green Done button. You get an award and learning points for each step you complete. Under the video box, you will see what step the teacher is currently on. Under that, you will see the chat feed. The chat feed shows you how everyone is doing, and you can put your own entries into it by clicking on the blue chat button and entering your question or message. Or you can give a quick thumbs up or down, or even put in emojis by using the green react button. After the teacher has shown you how to do a step, click on the exit full screen button to make the video go back small. Try it now. Okay, that's it for the instructions. We can't wait to see what you create. And remember, you can always come up with your own ideas and add them into your project. If you do want to share your project and your own ideas, you can do that using the purple button at the bottom of the lesson. We often show the best ones at the start of the next class. Okay, today's lesson is going to start in a few minutes, so strap in and get ready to code. Hey everyone, we'll be starting the live lesson shortly, but before we do, let's go over a few instructions on how live lessons work and how you can join in. First of all, let's talk about the teacher's video box. This is the video box that I'm in and that you're looking at right now. This is where the teacher will share their screen and show you what to do. When the teacher is showing you how to do something, you should make this video box go into full screen by clicking on the full screen icon here. Try it now and this video should get bigger and cover your whole screen. When the lesson starts, you will see all the steps for the lesson appear here. These are the steps you need to follow to create the project, and the teacher will guide you through each of these step by step. Though if you wish to go ahead and follow them yourself, that's no problem. You will normally be working with two tabs, one tab for the instructions and one tab for creating the code and your project. When you have completed a step, come back to the Instructions tab and click on this green Done button. You get an award and learning points for each step you complete. Under the video box, you will see what step the teacher is currently on. Under that, you will see the chat feed. The chat feed shows you how everyone is doing, and you can put your own entries into it by clicking on the blue chat button and entering your question or message. Or you can give a quick thumbs up or down, or even put in emojis by using the green React button. After the teacher has shown you how to do a step, click on the Exit Full Screen button to make the video go back small. Try it now. Okay, that's it for the instructions. We can't wait to see what you create. And remember, you can always come up with your own ideas and add them into your project. If you do want to share your project and your own ideas, you can do that using the purple button at the bottom of the lesson. We often show the best ones at the start of the next class. Okay, today's lesson is going to start in a few minutes, so strap in and get ready to code. Hey everyone, we'll be starting the live lesson shortly, but before we do, let's go over a few instructions on how live lessons work and how you can join in. First of all, let's talk about the teacher's video box. This is the video box that I'm in and that you're looking at right now. This is where the teacher will share their screen and show you what to do. When the teacher is showing you how to do something, you should make this video box go into full screen by clicking on the full screen icon here. Try it now and this video should get bigger and cover your whole screen. When the lesson starts, you will see all the steps for the lesson appear here. These are the steps you need to follow to create the project, and the teacher will guide you through each of these step by step. Though if you wish to go ahead and follow them yourself, that's no problem. You will normally be working with two tabs, one tab for the instructions and one tab for creating the code and your project. When you have completed a step, come back to the Instructions tab and click on this green Done button. You get an award and learning points for each step you complete. Under the video box, you will see what step the teacher is currently on. Under that, you will see the chat feed. The chat feed shows you how everyone is doing, and you can put your own entries into it by clicking on the blue chat button and entering your question or message. Or you can give a quick thumbs up or down, or even put in emojis by using the green React button. After the teacher has shown you how to do a step, click on the Exit Full Screen button to make the video go back small. Try it now. Okay, that's it for the instructions. We can't wait to see what you create. And remember, you can always come up with your own ideas and add them into your project. If you do want to share your project and your own ideas, you can do that using the purple button at the bottom of the lesson. We often show the best ones at the start of the next class. Okay, today's lesson is going to start in a few minutes, so strap in and get ready to code. Hey everyone, we'll be starting the live lesson shortly, but before we do, let's go over a few instructions on how live lessons work and how you can join in. First of all, let's talk about the teacher's video box. This is the video box that I'm in and that you're looking at right now. This is where the teacher will share their screen and show you what to do. When the teacher is showing you how to do something, you should make this video box go into full screen by clicking on the full screen icon here. Try it now and this video should get bigger and cover your whole screen. When the lesson starts, you will see all the steps for the lesson appear here. These are the steps you need to follow to create the project, and the teacher will guide you through each of these step by step. Though if you wish to go ahead and follow them yourself, that's no problem. You will normally be working with two tabs, one tab for the instructions and one tab for creating the code and
Hey everyone, welcome to this week's live lesson. We're doing Banana Jump this week. Just looking through the chat, I see a lot of familiar faces, a lot of same people I've seen the last few weeks. Great to see everybody. And I also see a good few new people. So welcome everybody. If it's your first live lesson, welcome in. If it's your 10th live lesson, I hope you're ready. This lesson we're going to do today is going to be on Scratch. One of our favorites in Coding Ireland, Scratch is like the original block-based coding platform, and it is so good because you can do really easy games when you start off, and then you can really get complicated as you do more and more. You can kind of start adding different variations and different variables and things like that. You can really make really complex projects. Actually, there was, I don't know if anyone in this chat entered the game, there was a St. Patrick's Day coding competition on Coding Ireland. I don't know if you guys got that email or your parents did, but we got a good few people throwing in games. We might actually, if we have time at the end of this, we might have a look around some of those entries, but they are crazy good. So some people use Scratch, some people use MakeCode Arcade, but some of the games we got given in were like, you could have gone to PlayStation or Xbox in the morning and said, here is a game, put it on your store. They were that good. We were so impressed. So well done if you did submit a project for that, because there is prizes. We're ranking the projects at the minute. There will be prizes given out soon. I see lots of people in this chat. Some people actually working through the lessons already. Well done if you have that. If you haven't, don't worry. We're going to be going through them together. If you have, great. If you get stuck at any point, guys, like we always say, stick a thumbs down in the chat. Type your question in. I'll try and get to as many questions as quickly as possible. But without further ado, I suppose I'll jump straight into this lesson. I don't want to keep anyone waiting. This lesson is really, really good because I think what we call it's low threshold, high ceiling, which means absolutely everyone will come out with a game at the end of this lesson. But the high ceiling means if you've done a bit of coding before, or if you can it comes a little bit more naturally to you, you'll be able to progress your game to add extra bits, add bonus parts, add extra challenges and things like that. So you can extend your game beyond the basic levels that we have. Just for the new people in the chat, we're going with, as someone asking, we're going with script with Java or style with CSS. I think we're going to stick with the block base today. Otherwise, I'll be panicking. You might have a look at my background there. I'm still trapped in this video game for this week. Still trapped in our Minecraft, or not Minecraft. You know what it is. I don't need to tell you. Sure, you all know where it is. Anyway, I'm going to share my screen, guys, how it works. I know you probably heard Alan on the video before I came on board, but I'm going to share my screen. For certain steps, I know some people here are going to be really comfortable using Scratch and they'll be able to work away alone just on their instructions. But for certain steps, there is a possibility that you might make an error. We would recommend for some steps, and I will say, keep an eye out. Keep an eye out for tricky steps. I'll point it out. I'll say this is going to be tricky. Watch my screen and have a look at my screen. I'll give you an example. And if you do have any questions at any stage, stick it in the chat. People copying my background. I'm in Fortnite, yeah. The popular one, Jenny Mac. Someone is very happy. But I'm going to share my screen, guys. We're going to get started in the lesson today. So I'm going to share my entire screen. I should be popping up with you guys now. And let me just double check. I always have two screens up just to make sure I actually am live. No, that's a few minutes ago. Right, there I am. Okay, so Banana Jump. In this lesson, students will create an engaging game using Scratch, a visual programming language. You've used it before, probably. They will learn to control character movements, create clones, and detect collisions. This game involves a cat that must jump and avoid falling bananas. Now, do we have an example of this game? We probably do down the bottom. It's always good to scroll down to the last to see what we're working towards. So we're working towards a game where the cat is going to jump over bananas. Just as the game says, banana jump, it does what it says in the tin. Just see a question come in the chat. Are we going to be able to use Unity or anything to make VR games working in the game right now for me and my friends? Master Column, you are indeed, you seem like a master. Unfortunately, we won't be going that far in this lesson, but I'd love to hear more about it. Bees and Sim with a joke very quickly. I got a joke. Well, why was the computer cold? Because he left his windows open. Very good. People here aren't using Windows, to be fair. A lot of people are using Chromebooks and Apple products these days. Windows is the operating system on a computer, if anyone is confused. And so, guys, we're going to go straight to step 2. And if you haven't used Coding Ireland before for a live lesson, here's how it works. After we do every step, you're going to click done at the bottom of the step for 2 reasons. First is it lets me know who's finished each step. So it'll give it a little notification in the chat, and I can see who's finished each step up here. And you also get a little award. So here's a gamer series, here's a gamepad. And like you can actually go into if you go into your icon up here, you'll be able to check out all your awards that you've gotten, all your gifts. So our first one today is super easy. All we need to do is open up our new Scratch project. So we're going to click on the Scratch. I'm clicking on the link that's in the step, but if you want to go to Google and look it up, just remember to keep your Coding Ireland screen open. And we're going to create a new project. Now, like I always say when we're working with Scratch, it'd be great if you did have a Scratch account. Not essential. I'm not signed in at the minute with Scratch. You don't need to be signed in. But if you are signed in, it means that you'll be able to share your project with the rest of the group at the end of the lesson. So if you have a Scratch account, or if you have an email and you can quickly put one together, I'd recommend it, but not essential. You don't need to do it. Maybe it's something you do after this lesson, or tomorrow or over the weekend with your parents, because then you'll be able to save projects. You'll be able to share projects, which is something you can't do unless you are signed in, and it's for free. So I've done my first step. I can tell that about 9 or 10 people have. Let's just check up. I've got more than that signed on to this lesson, so I'm going to give you 1 more minute to do that. I don't normally wait around on this step. And normally our first step in Scratch is to get rid of the cat. But this lesson, he is actually a very important part of the game, so we're going to keep him. And I always feel like I'm repeating myself here when I say this. Remember to click that done step, guys, because it does let me know when to move on. It lets me know if I need to wait or move faster. So I will move faster if everyone is clicking that done step, because it means I'll know we're finished. So our first step, as we always do with Scratch, we need to set our background. Now I'm gonna use the blue sky backdrop. There is a good bit of room for, creativity in this. So if you wanted to change it from the set backgrounds, if you want to design your own background, that'd be kind of cool. I'm just going to stick with the blue sky, and I'm going to move my cat just to be on the floor, just because I like the way that it has a floor, like it has a ground for our bananas to float along. But if you have a different background in mind that you think would suit this game better, I'm happy to go with that either. And I hope I get to see it by the end. So I'm going to click done. I'll get my award. Science series, the eyedropper. Real Gamer and Business are talking about cash and money. Master Column, your Scratch is pirated on a free app. Okay, Master Column, I'd imagine you're using a iPad or something like that, are you? If you are, I don't know about this pirated thing. I tend to use it in the browser that I'm using. Sometimes that can be a little bit difficult because it doesn't let you open 2 tabs, but that's how I prefer working with my lessons. But it mightn't suit you, Master Column. You'll have to figure out what works best for you. As long as you're able to keep up with us, that's all good. I think everyone's there. Tom Lee, all good? I'm going to stick it in. Right, here's our game for the week. Just while I'm doing this, and the last time I tried this, there was an issue with the chat, and I actually couldn't tell if people were getting the answers right. But this time, on Mac Mini 2024 M4, wow. I tried this before, and there was an issue with the chat, and I couldn't actually tell if anyone was getting the answer right or not. But I'm going to give it a go again. Just for our little activity between steps, just while people are doing steps, I'm going to play a little game in the chat. I'm going to call it the 8-bit quiz. So 8-bit music is what used to be in video games. Think about back in like the Nintendo 64 kind of era. And there were like really kind of iconic songs, like there were really limited kind of sounds you can make with it, but we got really cool songs out of it. Like all your iconic video game songs have been made like with this kind of style. For example, we have the Super Mario theme, which is, I'm just going to look it up here. Super Mario theme song. So this is the Super Mario music. It's classic. Everyone knows this. So it's classic. It's everyone knows that song. So when they were really limited for space on these kind of games. So they made like a way of getting the music in that's like really low memory wise. So we're gonna do an 8-bit quiz. These are popular songs. I hope you guys know them all. We're gonna start off easy and work our way a little bit more advanced. I hope you guys know them all. If you do, put it in the chat, okay? And we're gonna start off with this song. I think you'll definitely know this one, but who will get it quickest? It's not Sonic. 2 people with Sonic. That's funny. It's not Freak Out. I'm going to stop it there. Oh, I'm surprised. It is kind of tricky when it's played like that. And I don't know how well the sound is kind of going through the computer. I hope it's going through okay. It was the song. Is this just another song of a remix of a song that we're listening to? So it's an 8-bit remix. So it's a cover. Master Column. It is the song Uptown Funk by Bruno Mars. So I don't know. Yeah, I thought you'd got that now. I thought that was one of the easier ones. Maybe we'll see. I hope it's coming through okay on your end of the computer. But sure, look, we can only hope it does. Can anyone who hasn't clicked done for step 3, can you guys click done now for me? Just to let you know we finished. All right, so we're gonna add our first little bit of code today. So this bit of code is just to tell our cat to animate. So we've talked about this before, but for anyone who hasn't done it before, up the top left-hand side, we have code, costumes, and sounds. These are all things that are like attached to your character. So if we're talking to the cat character, we can look at his costumes, and he has 2. He has this one, and he has this one. And what we want to do is we want to be swapping between those 2 costumes quick enough that it kind of looks like a cartoon animation. So if you look at my... Like, you know, one of those books sometimes you have, I think it's what's the book that has it? Is it Captain Underpants has this where he, like, you hold down the page and you flick back and forth really quickly. It's a bit like that. So we're trying to make it look like he is flipping between costumes, and we're trying to make it look like it's seamless. It makes it look like it happened in real time. So we're gonna start off in events. Like everything in Scratch, we have to start when the green flag is clicked, and we go to. We want to start them off here. Now, in the Coding Ireland, we give you specific X and Ys, but it doesn't hugely matter. As long as it's like somewhere near the bottom left-hand side. So wherever your cat starts off, that's where that X and Y axis will be. But if you want to copy the ones from the Coding Ireland screen, that's cool too. It'll work. And then we want to say forever. We're going to create a loop. Forever. Looks next costume, and we're going to say wait 2 seconds. We're going to say wait. I'm going to edit that 1 second to be 0.2 seconds. 0.2. And what will happen here is you'll see my cat. I click the green flag, and you can see his legs are kind of moving. So what's happening is he's swapping between costumes. He's going like costume A, costume B, costume A, costume B. And when you kind of add that together and loop it, it makes him look like he's walking. So if you guys can add that little bit of code to your screens, you can click done. I see a lot of people are already done that, so well done. Who is this? This is Milan. You don't know how to make the challenge. I haven't actually looked at the challenge. You're always miles ahead, Milan. Score counter. Milan. It's going to be a while before I get down to it, but you can always see a hint if you click on that button. And Milan, if you want to stick around, we've got loads more challenges that are going to be coming our way, because I think we will get through this lesson quite quickly. And then it'll be about how you can customize the lesson to suit your own kind of game. You can add different interesting things. Can you skip it, Milan? That's where you learn. That's where if you're getting through a lesson this quickly, you really want to be pushing yourself on, trying to get the most out of it. So you can skip maybe that challenge. Maybe you can come up with something else to do. I can see lots of people finishing animating their cat. Take your time, guys. There's no real rush on us here. We have got a lot of time left, so don't worry about it. Man, always trying to finish quick. All right, I'm going to give you another 8-bit quiz, right? This one, I'd be surprised if you didn't get quicker, okay? Because this is like one of the biggest singers in the world at the minute. A football gif. Nice one, business. I'm going to play this one. Real Gamer, you definitely heard of this song I'm going to play now in a minute. Uptown Funk. You've never heard of Uptown Funk. I'd be surprised. Maybe it's a few years old now at this stage, to be fair. But it still gets a lot of play. So this is going to be a super popular song by a super popular artist in 8-bit version. I hope it comes through your computers okay. But can you tell me what this song is? Make our cat dance to it. Lots of people in very quickly there. Who's first? Is it Real Gamer? First on Moonboy. Straight in. That was. I'm going to leave it playing. That was, of course, the very, very popular Taylor Swift singing Shake It Off. And it's actually kind of catchy in 8-bit. 8-bit music is so catchy. You can listen to it all day. People flying it. Oh my God. Master Colin must be like making Spotify remixes. Moonboy's not a fan. That's fair enough. Sometimes you can't avoid a very popular artist like Taylor Swift. So not surprised you got that one very quickly. Jesus has caught up. Your stream must be a second behind. All right, guys, have we all done step 4? We're waiting on a few people extra just to click that done. Real Gamer, you're learning Shake It Off on recorder. That's deadly. Your teacher must be really cool. I wonder, they might not be in school. Might be in a music club. That's deadly. Right, guys, we're going to go on to the next step. This is super easy, really quick. We need to add the bananas. So all we're going to do is go into this little kind of teddy bear with a plus on top of them. Click on that. You'll obviously go to food. And you click bananas. Now the bananas appear in the game. Now we're going to place them like on the bottom right-hand side just for our game. That's where they're going to end up. And you can click done. No, in school. You're in the same class. Business and Real Gamer in the same class. There you go. The little things. Writing series, I got an eraser. That's not the most exciting one I've ever gotten, I have to say. But look, they all add up. I hope you've added that step for me, guys. That's step 5 for me. So adding the banana sprite, step 5. So that shouldn't take too long now. People are catching up with us there. Oh, Real Gamer catching up on his steps. There's always one hanging on, not clicking done on their steps. There's always one person. But I'm not going to be giving out. Right, how many steps are in this project? There's only 9 steps and we're on step 6. We're flying through this really quickly. Okay, so we may as well plow on, guys. I think not a lot of people have said this. Nice one, Milan. I'm going to get you now in a second. Right, so in our game, what we want to happen is for the bananas to kind of appear as we click or disappear when we click the green flag. What I'm kind of meaning by this is that we want to clone the bananas. So I'm just going to read what it says here because I think it's important. People always skip kind of these things. Now let's program the bananas. We will make the bananas appear on the right-hand side of the stage area being the screen, and we want them to like drift to the left. Do you know, like those kind of games? First, we need to shrink the size of the bananas, hide it, and then create a new clone of the banana in a random interval of 0.5 to 4 seconds. That sounds very complicated, but it actually makes a lot of sense. Then in the next step, we will program what happens when a clone gets created. So it sounds complicated, but I'm going to talk you through exactly what's happening here. What's happening is we're going to say for the bananas, now here's a step where people get confused. People often forget who they're talking to. So you have to make sure you're talking to the right sprite or else this will not work. You're going to end up with a mistake and you cat jumping across the screen. You need to make sure you're talking to the bananas. So there shouldn't be any code in it just yet. And you want to say, when we click the green flag, what do we want to happen? Well, first of all, our bananas are too big. The bananas is the same size as the cat, which just from a logical standpoint, I mean, I could not even, I don't need to tell you. So we're going to set size to about 50% of that size. So if we do that, I'm just going to check it out. Yeah, so that's about the size we want the bananas. We don't need them huge. We just need them small because we want our cat to be able to jump over them. And if they shouldn't be that big of an issue. And then we want, and you're going to have to scroll down in Lux. So it's not one of the first few. You're going to have to scroll down a sec into hide. What this means is if we click the green flag, the bananas are going to disappear. So if I do it, boop, they disappear. And we could change that by playing or by pressing show, but we're not going to do that just yet because we've got a bit more code to show. We're going to do a loop in forever. So when we click green flag forever, we're going to say wait. Sorry, there's the wait. It's in control. And it says 1 second, but I'm actually going to change that. So if you go to the operators, it's like all the maths kind of stuff. I'm going to say pick random. And we can actually put that inside of it. So it's great in Scratch that they're all color-coded because it means you can find things really easily. So pick random from 0.5 to, I suppose, 4 seconds is what we have in the instructions. But if you want to make your game more difficult, you want to lower that. So 0.5 to 2 seconds or something like that. But it'll make it very difficult. It might actually make it too difficult to complete. And then we want to say, when that happens, you create a clone of yourself. So what we're saying to the banana here is when the green flag is clicked, it gets smaller, it hides, and every 0.5 to 4 seconds, it picks a random one and creates clones of itself. And it does that on repeat. So it continuously creates clones. So a little bit of coding there, a little bit going on. It's actually a bit cool how we're doing that. When I'm done, I click done. And I get a cool prize. Hopefully cooler than the rubber I got last time. A leafy green. I think that might be worse than a rubber. I feel like I got like the worst 2 gifts in a row there. But I hope everyone's okay with that. Remember the instructions stay on the Coding Ireland screen. So if you want to go back and have a look at that, or if you want to rewind my video, that's cool too. You should be able to catch up that way. So I'll give you 1 second just to do that. And in our next bit of code, we're going to talk about how to make the bananas reappear. Because right now, we are bananaless in our game. You got a pineapple gift. Meanwhile, you got a fruit and veg just like me. I wonder did everyone get a fruit. Actually, you know what? Put in the chat. What did you get for that? What did you get as your gift for step 6? I wonder, do we all get fruits and veg at the same time? Or do we get different gifts? I'm not in charge of that part. Milan, what's stopping you here? Is it the sensing? You got a potion. Okay, blueberries, melon. Okay, we seem to all be getting fruits and veg. That must be like the healthiest step. Lots of fruit and veg for us in that one. Is it this kind of blue step? Okay, I'm going to show you Milan. It's in sensing. You should be able to have touching. And if you actually click on this, you'll get options for different things. So you should say like if touching something, stop all. Now, sometimes Scratch can glitch, which would be not ideal for your project because Dr. Sigma, you got nothing. No one ever gets nothing. You better check again. You can check back if you go see award. You can always see what you got. I got leafy greens. I think I might have still got the worst one, even out of all the vegetables. I think I might have got the worst one, which is kind of sad for me. But I'm going to go on now in a second, guys. I'm going to do another song because we're kind of 50-50. We got one, we missed one. This one I'm not super confident that you'll get. Because I was pretty confident. Dr. Smee, you must have got it. Yeah, Dr. Six, yeah, you must have. Beezus, what did you get? What awards are you getting for that step? Just before I play my song, I'm still interested in this fruit and veg awards section. Oh, I think he might be on a bit of a delay. Anyway, I'm going to stick on a song, an 8-bit song. Very popular. I hope you guys get it. Even if you don't know the name of the song, Blueberries, even if you don't know the name of the song, could you get the artist of the song? Very popular. So let's see. Who can get it? Very good. We have some people getting in very quickly. Coda Rockets in there very quickly with the name of the song. Dr. Sigma very quickly with the name of the band. Milan very enthusiastic about the name of the band. It's Viva La Vida by Coldplay. It sounds really cool in that version. And you can imagine that kind of even in the background of a video game. A lot of people with that one. Well done, guys. I can't believe no one got Uptown Funk. I'd say if I played it again, you'd probably have got it really quickly. Maybe I'll put it down to being the first round and everyone kind of warming up. When Dr. Sigma, someone says it was Coldplay, you knew for some reason. That makes sense though, because you're kind of getting the feel of it. So well done, everybody. Right, so let's see what kind of gift we're going to get next. I think most people have done that step. We're going to make the bananas move. Okay, so this is the step we want at the end of this for our character to be jumping over the bananas. So if you want to just take a look at my screen, I'm going to bore you for a little bit by talking about an X and Y axis. Did you know that on your screen, how to tell where something is the X and Y axis, and the X goes across and the Y goes up and down. I always remember X and Y axis because I'm like across the hall and up the stairs. So X, Y. But whatever way you have is perfect. So the very middle of the screen is called 0, 0. The X-axis and the Y-axis is on 0. Anything to the left-hand side of the screen is in the minus of the X. Anything to the right is positive. Anything high is positive in the Y. And anything lower down is negative in the Y. I know that sounds really boring, but it might come into play now in the next few minutes. Stargirl is knitting and coding. That is some multitasking. That has to be Stargirl doing that, because if I tried to multitask like that, I'd be all over the place. I'd end up knitting pieces of code and coding a jumper or something like that. I'd get myself confused. So this time we're still talking to the bananas. We are talking to the bananas, and we need to tell the bananas that what to do after they start as a clone. So it's actually in our control steps. When I start as a clone, it's like that song, When I Play for the County, when I start as a clone. It's relaxing, I'm sure it is. So what do you do after you start as a clone? When you start as a clone, we want you to go to a position. Now, our position needs to be on the right-hand side of, like the bottom right-hand of the screen. So this is where our X and Y axis come into play. So the X axis here is 0. We want it to be over here. I think, what did we say the middle was? Or the very edge was? It's 240. So do we want to start all the way to 40? We can. So we can say X starts at 240, which means that the banana is going to appear on this side of the screen. Now we want here the bottom left. Sorry, bottom right. So I'm going to say minus 140. And that means that they'll appear about here-ish. Okay. So when we do that, we need to say appear. We need to say show. We want them to stop hiding. So every time a new clone is created, it'll appear here and it'll show. And we're going to say, we kind of want an endpoint for your game. So rather than saying forever, I'm going to say repeat for 100 times. So rather than just going forever and ever and ever, because you would lose your mind, we're going to say 100 bananas. I'm going to go across the screen. And we're going to get it to glide across the bottom of the screen. We're going to say change X by, this is, that's to get it all the way across the screen. It's not to keep going. Change X by minus 5. So that means that the bananas will kind of repeat moving across the screen. If you wanted to move it faster, you can say change X by minus 10 or something like that. But I would say try it out with minus 5 just to start off, and then you'll get a feel for how fast it is. And you can up it if you want, or you can get it slower if you'd like that either. And then you want to say delete that clone. So when it hits like the far side of the screen, delete the clone. We don't need it anymore. So to test it out, you can just click your green flag. There's my bananas. And they should disappear around the back of the screen. And our cat is not interested in our bananas yet, because we have not yet told our cat that he should be afraid of bananas or he should be jumping over the bananas. That's going to be our next step, is coding the cat to avoid the bananas. But for now, there's a bit of coding in there. Click done. Tell me, this is my new interest. This is what I'm into now. Tell me what your awards are. Summer series, right? So we're all getting summer-based projects. We're getting summer-based. I get hot temperature. I tell you what, we get some really random gifts in this. I'll look at projects at the end, guys. I can't look at them during the lesson. Oh, it's a shame, Milan. I wonder, could you go make an account now? You can still make an account while you have a project set up. It won't delete it. Tell me what you get. You got 10 pop business snap. Me and business are living life in the sun, in the hot temperature. Real Gamer got sun. Oh, nice. It can be warm without being sunny, you know. And it can be sunny without being warm. I don't know which I'd prefer. Would I prefer it to be sunny and not warm, or warm but not sunny? That is a good question. I don't know. Master Column, we're not going to be clicking projects just yet, okay? Make sure you click done on those steps, guys, because that one is a good bit of code. Now, most of you got that. Nearly everyone's finished it. But to keep you going, to keep you guys on board, because everyone's doing such a good job. Coder Rocket, nice job. You flew through that one. I'm going to play another 8-bit song. Now, this one is more old school, but it's very popular still. The next actually few are very old school, just looking at them. Master Column, maybe don't do that. These songs are all old school. Let's see how you get on with them, okay? Oh, this is before your time, guys. I'd be surprised if any of you's got this. Colin recognizer. Can you think of the name? Oh, the cat dancing works really well to this, actually. It kind of looks like he's dancing. Milan heard. Oh, real gamer knows it. Oh, you guys are too old school. Coder Rocket and Real Gamer. Can't believe you got that. Master Column says it might be in Five Nights at Freddy's movie. I wouldn't know. I'm too scared to watch those kind of things. Yeah, it was. It was Backstreet's Back by the Backstreet Boys. That's like way before your time, guys. This is like ancient. Your parents would know it. But I think it gets used in movies and stuff a lot of the time. I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. So well done, Coder Rocket, and well done, Real Gamer, for getting that right. You're working really well, guys. I'm really impressed. See you, Milan. Have a good evening. We're going to go down to Jumping Cat. Okay, so we want to be able to code our cat. And we want to say, when we hit a certain button, we want the cat to jump. So we're going to do this with our space bar. Now, this is going to be slightly different from tablet to laptop. 1997, not that old. That's still nearly 27 years ago, Master Column. That's going back a good while. So I'm going to say make spacebar if you are using a laptop or a computer. But if you're using a tablet, have a look at that coding block because it'll be slightly different. It might say like when screen is touched or something like that. So you might be able to like change slightly. So, oh my God, loads of these bananas. That's bananas. We want to talk to the cat. Okay, we don't want to touch the bananas. Make sure you do not give this code to the bananas. And I'd be interested to know what that looks like as on a tablet. So the bit of code we need to add is events when, and it's like the first one that pops up nearly when on the computer. But I'd be interested to know what pops up there on a tablet instead of space key is pressed. When that is pressed, we want to say repeat 10 times. And we need to say change Y by 1. And like we said, Y-axis means is up and down. So you want to change Y by 1. Sorry, change Y by 10. So it'll like jump up because they're really, really tiny gaps. But we don't just want them to go up because, as we know, what goes up must come down. But we're going to give them a bit of a delay, so he kind of floats for like 0.3 seconds. So he kind of hangs in the air for a second. And then we want to say repeat 10 times. The same thing again, just the opposite. Repeat 10 times. I said set Y. I think I should have said change Y. Just be careful of that. They're very close together. Change Y by 10, change Y by, and then the second one has to be minus 10, or else your cat will fly up into the air and he'll be gone. And that's all the code. You can test that out. Press your green flag. See how your jumps work. Jump. Now, this is great, but right now he's actually not fully avoiding the banana. Or he is avoiding the bananas. But if he touches the banana, there's no punishment. So that's going to be our next step, is of detecting collisions. So check up on that step. Try add that to your project. Click here. Oh, here we actually gave a little bit of example. Check my award because I'm always gamer series. That sounds more like it. A handheld. Oh, that looks like a Game Boy. They were like my favorite. Like a Nintendo Switch, if anyone has one of them. If anyone has a tablet, it'll say left arrow pressed. Oh, so you need to click on the. Why is it giving you that now? Okay, so all right. Instead of saying spacebar, you'll need to say when you click, like press the cat. So you press the cat to jump him, which makes sense. Obviously, you can't be clicking this right if he is. You can't be clicking spacebar if you're using a tablet. That doesn't make sense. But right now, you should be able to make your cat jump up and down. And you've already got the makings of a pretty good game. Alien Coder Rock or Moon Boy got an alien. I wonder how an alien kind of ties into the video game series. Very loosely, I'd say. I hope you guys can share your projects at the end. I'd love to see what you guys come up with when we talk about tweaks to your projects, because that's when I think people get really cool with their projects, when they start making new designs. And make sure you're clicking done for each step, guys, just because it will let me know if you guys are good. And lets me know if I need to speed up, because sometimes I can move too slowly for some people. But everyone's flying it so far. We got loads of people on board today. Coder Rocket. We have Leo Mia. We have Dr. Sigma. We have Andre. We have Harbu. We have Moonboy. We have Petleo. Milan was on. Arshi is on. Real Gamer is on. Master Column is on. Tom Lee is on. Stargirl. Business. Ice Dice. Dylan. And Shamak D2. Very good. Good to see everyone on board. And everyone doing really well so far by the looks of the done steps emojis. Everyone working really well. I think you've earned another song. This one again, same kind of idea. It's an oldie. It's an oldie. I don't know if you get this one. Was this one in any films recently? Not that I can think of, but I bet it is. They're always going back to the old school songs for these. This one's even older than the last one. This one's from the 80s. But very popular song. He still gets played in a lot of movies. See if you can remember. See if you can figure this one out. That's the part. Leo Mia, well done on your quiz. Not Houdini. Master Column, well done. It is Take On Me. Coder Rocket, you got it as well. Well done. It's a really, really famous song. I can't think of where you guys know it from. Well done, Moonboy. I don't know if it was in a movie or anything recently. How do you guys know it? It's way before your time. Dr. Sigma knows that he looks like he's singing the song. I wonder what you guys know it from. I'd say it has to be in some sort of film. Like it's such a good song for films, things like that. Remember, everyone just clicking done step. Sonic 2. There you go. It does sound. It sounds different in the 8-bit. I know, because it's a W song. I wonder what a W song is. Emoji Movie. There you go. There's already like 2 movies that I was in. The Emoji Movie and Sonic 2. There you go. Master Column searched it up. Whatever you got that. All right, guys. We're going to actually move on because we're actually running out of time. I want to give you time to work on customizing your own game. Leo Mia, well done. That's amazing. I love that you submitted your project. I'll have a look at that towards the end, okay? So this is the step that this is our last step, and then we can start customizing. So what we want to do is we want to detect when the cat has collided with the bananas, okay? So we're going to start talking to the cat. We are going to say when the green flag is clicked, if you're touching bananas, then stop all. That's game over, okay? So this is quite like typical pieces of code that you kind of have at the end of a game. It's just another little piece of code to add. So underneath where you have it, try and keep your code nice and neat if you can. Not to sound like a granny, but if a granny who codes. But it does make it a lot easier to fix errors if you can just see everything. So if, then, wherever, if, then, if, and it's in sensing. Now what they have is touching mouse pointer. You need to grab that, stick it in our little triangular kind of spot. And you need to change it from mouse pointing to if touching bananas. then stop all. Now that kind of just stops the game. It doesn't have an end screen or anything like that. If you have done Scratch before, or if you've done Scratch in school or anything like that, you might be able to do, if he touches bananas, change background to, or like everyone hides and you change the background to some sort of game over screen. That's always really cool when people do that. And we see a lot of that when people are doing their St. Patrick's Day projects and things like that. So right now, if I touch a banana and you can test it out, he's still jumping up. We're able to jump and avoid bananas. But if I touch a banana, like I'm going to happen here, the game ends, okay? So that's your game over. Do that step, click done, get your award. What series are we looking at here? What are we looking at? The Halloween series. Hat Wizard. Looks more like a wizard hat than a hat wizard, but I'll take it. And click done on that step, guys. Everyone is flying it. This is the fun part now we're going to move up to. I will do the score counter challenge because I think that really adds to your game. I think it makes your game so much better. But that's the basic game. Right now, like, you've got a game there that you could play for hours. No, you're not hours. But you can play. You can play for a long time. It reminds me of the game that plays if you ever try to go onto your computer and try to go onto the internet, but you're having issues with your Wi-Fi. There's a game where it's like this, but you're a dinosaur and you have to jump over cactuses and stuff like that. I wonder if anyone ever seen that game. The little moon boy. We only have got about 10 minutes left to get through the rest of it, so make sure you're clicking that done step so I can move forward. You got a legendary mask gift. I might never get this cool gifts like that. I always get like the rubber. Chrome ... /dino. Someone is telling me in the chat. I wonder could you look that up? Chrome. Oh, you can. Yeah, you can just look it up. If you look up Chrome Dino, it's a game where your dinosaurs running, and they kind of made it into Google. Google have kind of taken that. So if your internet's not working, you'll be able to play a game, which is nice because people always get really annoyed when their internet works. It's nice to have something to do that's not just given out. So maybe you like this is basically the same game. You basically recreated that game in Scratch. So I'm going to be moving on now in about 1 minute, guys. Before I do, I'll give you our second last song. Now this one, what was it in? It was in some sort of film recently, and it like blew up on like, I don't know if you guys use TikTok or anything like that, but it blew up on those kind of apps. So you might not get it. It is again really old. No way people don't know Steve the Dinosaur. I didn't know he was called Steve the Dinosaur Master Column. This is a really popular song about 20 years ago, and it's got really popular again that last summer. But let's see if you guys know it in 8-bit. Let's see. I wouldn't say it's as easy as the last one. Oh, Coda Rocket in there. It's a song called Bye Bye Bye. It's like who sings this? It's like NSYNC or something. It's like a Backstreet Boy-ish kind of song. It was really popular years and years ago, and it got popular last summer because it was in a film. But yeah, no, in fairness, it was a hard one. Well done if you did get that. Deadpool and Wolverine, I think it was the film actually. Real Gamer, you're right. You shouldn't be watching that. I was far too grown up. And we've said step 10 actually is just like a little well done, guys. Great job. You've successfully created your own game using Scratch. Now it's time to play. Click the green flag and see how long you can stay up. Remember, practice makes perfect. Experiment with the code and see what changes you can make. Maybe you can add more bananas or make the cat jump higher. The possibilities are endless. Keep coding and have fun. And we give one suggestion. This is our challenge for the day. Now that you've created your banana jump game, let's make it even more exciting. Your challenge is to add a score counter to the game. So score counter will pop up here. I'll give you a hint. It's something to do with variables. Remember when the bananas move from right to left, so you'll need it to detect when they touch the left-hand side of the screen. So we do this at the end of most lessons. We have a challenge. So this is our challenge for the banana jump game. And I'm going to give you the hint because I think if you haven't used Scratch before, it is kind of tricky. You wouldn't know how to do it. So I'm going to show you the hint. The hint is you can add a variable called score when a banana clone reaches the left-hand side of the screen. For example, when its x-axis reaches less than minus 240, you can increase the score by 1. Okay, so there's a lot of code there. And it hasn't given you the picture of the code. So I'm going to give you a bit of a hand with this. So if you want to watch my screen for this, it'll save you piecing it together yourself. Or if you want to give it a go yourself, absolutely do that. So this is, we're talking to bananas. We need to create a variable. So down in the second last kind of category, we need to create a variable. We need to call it score. You should be able to see a scoreboard then pops up on the top of the screen. And also down here, so it says make a variable, my variable, and then we have our new one, score. So we need to say when green flag is clicked, I'm going to start a new piece of code. When green flag is clicked, we're going to say set. And right now it says my variable. You need to alter that and make it say score, which means when I click the green flag, the game goes back to 0. So every time you start a new game, it doesn't build on your score from last time. It goes back to 0. And we want to put in a loop because you always need loops to make your code look nice. Now this is kind of where you want to have some decisions. If then, so if the bananas, you want to say if, and we kind of have to think about how we want to phrase this. What do we say in the thing? If bananas reach less than such and such, that could work. You could say if banana touches like the edge of the screen, that could work. You could say, I think that'll work. I'm going to go for sensing. If touching, and I'm going to change it from mouse punch to edge. So if touching the edge of the screen, then I'm going to say change score by 1. Okay. So that's back in variables. Change. Not my variable. Just remember to change that to score. And I'll just test it out, see if it works. This is where I'm under pressure to jump over the banana. So I better not miss. And it has not worked. Sometimes there is a glitch in Scratch and it undoes that. I wonder, could I use a different sensing rather than that? That might not be the best sensing to use here. We might be able to say if, maybe you can change it out like this. If x equals less than that, that might work. But this is the challenge. We always want to make it harder for you guys. If x position is less than, or is greater than, that is. If negative 240 is greater than the x position, change score by 1. See if that works, maybe. Jump. My scoreboard still isn't updating. I'm going to change it to negative 239 because we know it is moving. Oh, cool. Let's see. Now my scoreboard doesn't seem to update, and I wish I could refresh this, but I have to be careful because if I refresh, it sometimes does not save my game, and I should have logged in, but I did not. Give me a thumbs up. Has anyone here put in a scoreboard that works? And if you have, what you can do is you can submit your project. Well, I like seeing people's projects. I like seeing what people come up with. How you do that is you have to be logged in, unfortunately. But if you're logged in, you'll get an option that looks like a triangle up here, like a sideways triangle. You click that and you'll get a link with your Scratch project in it. You put that link in here and I'm able to have a look at your work. So some people did that earlier on. And if you want to, if you're done, you can take the quiz. Some people have done the quiz. They've done very well in the quiz. Moonboy just got 4 out of 5. Stargirl just got 5 out of 5. And you can answer a few questions. It's all about the game. You can cheat. You can look back on your quiz. It's all good. We're not going to be looking at you. Bees, let's have a look at your project. Oh, anyone else wants to submit their project, I'll be really happy to see what you come up with. Your kind of own unique twist on it. Okay, look at if anyone wants to have a look at Bees' game, he's added a few, let's say, unique elements to it. Moonboy has created a game where it looks normal from the outside. It's still jump, but instead of I can't even beat this game. Instead of bananas, you seem to be jumping over disco squirrels of some sort, and it seems to work really well. And I really like the way you have a game over screen. So if my cat touches the squirrel, we get a game over screen. Love it. Love the project. I love that. It's very different. I'll have a look at this now. I'd say it's the same game. Business, but same idea, is it? You could do it a scoreboard. I could say my only piece of advice. And it looks like you might be missing a piece of code that says, if touching the edge, delete. So I think you're missing this small little part at the end of this. When I start as a clone, repeat this and delete that clone. I don't know if you have that in there. Or maybe because your character is bigger, it stays around for longer is another possibility. But no, it looks really good. Master Colin, what you got going on? No, this isn't yours. This is someone else's account. You can tell you have notes and credits and all this. You can tell it wasn't made by you. And that is the end of our lesson, guys. Remember, at the end of a lesson, you can mark complete and you get 100 XP. So each time we do one of these, every step is about 100 XP. By clicking complete at the end of the lesson, you get 100 extra XP. So it's well worth doing. You get loads of XP. It ups your rank. So at the end of if you look at your profile, you have an XP. I'm actually quite low. I'm only junior cadet. I'm sure some of you guys are a lot higher up than that. So it might be worth doing that to just bump up your stats. You want to get a higher rank than everyone else. Look at my bio. Okay, Master Wallen, I believe you. Moonboy is impressed business. Fair play, Master Colin. That looks good then. So we have loads of people on today, guys. Well done, everyone who has completed the lesson. I'm going to let you off, finish up today with one last 8-bit quiz. See if anyone can get this. I think this one's slightly easier, but also I'm not 100% sure you'll know the song. I'm rolling the dice. See if you can get this one. Yes is in the chat. Nice one, Real Gamer. Who's in? It's perfect, like outro music to the lesson. Well done, guys. Make sure when you do finish, you click on the mark complete. You'll get bonus points. You can fill out this little survey if you want as well. It'll say if the project was too easy for you, if it was just right or anything like that. Guns N' Roses, well done, Master Colin. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We do these live lessons every week. If you have never done one before, we'd love to see you at the next one. Next week, we're probably going to be doing MakeCode Arcade, I think is our normal route that we do Scratch, MakeCode Arcade, and then Microbits. If you do sign up for Coding Ireland, if you're brand new and you're just tasting it out, we send everyone out a Microbit. on signing up. So it's well worth signing up. You get the micro bit, you get live lessons every week, and you can also do the lessons like this in your own time. So unfortunately, you won't have me helping you out, or I don't know about helping you out, annoying you while you're doing the lesson. But you can do the lessons on your own as you go through it. We'd love to see everyone here next week. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm really looking forward to the next one. I hope you enjoyed the 8-bit quiz. I'm always a bit worried about how it's going to come through on the microphones. But hopefully it didn't burst your eardrums or anything like that. We'll do something else next week. It won't be through the microphones. I don't think I'll do something else. But really glad to see everyone on here. I hope you had a good time. You're signing up for StreamYard. Oh God, Master Column. You can start your own streaming lessons. I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. I will see you this time next week. Have a great week.